Area of complex shapes. The book calls it area part 2, but I like to call it a little more complex shapes. And this definitely will be one, if you don't sketch it out, you'll probably get double the poetry because this is just ridiculous for you not to sketch it out. Draw this out for me. Sketch this just like I have it here. Maybe I don't want to do that one. 7, 5, 4. Here's one little shape there, and it is 7, 5, 4. 7, 5, 4. And the question is, what is the area? If you look back in your notes under area, we really only know how to find the area of rectangles. This, unfortunately, is not a rectangle. You know, the area of a rectangle is length times width, but I can tell you, you've got a whole bunch of different numbers there to try to figure out what the length and the width are. When you come across a problem that is like this, I like to use the old rule that says you need to divide and conquer. Okay, divide and conquer. In other words, we don't have a formula that says this is a shape of an L. How do you find the formula for the shape of an L? We don't have that formula. But what you can do is you can cut this shape into 2 rectangles, find each of their areas, and then add those areas together. So you're going to have to draw an imaginary line. And you get to pick which way you want to do this. In this one, I would cut it right here. Okay, and I would make this 2 different rectangles. You've got this rectangle here, and you have this rectangle here. Rectangle A and rectangle B. Find the area of each of them, and then just add it together. It's really not too terribly complicated. You figure out what their yellow area is and the green area, put them together, you've got the whole area there. So I need to see that figuring on your paper here. You know, you can just go like this. Rectangular A equals, what, 7 times 5, which happens to be 35. Let's say these are, let's make them feet because that's easy. Feet squared. Rectangle B is 4 times 3, which happens to be 12 feet squared. And then to find the area of the whole thing, you just take your 35 plus your 12, and the whole thing is 47 feet squared. Divide and conquer. You could draw that in here. We know that this one was 35, and this one was 12. You put them together, and that's the area of the whole thing there. Let's do another one because I can tell you're mesmerized and intrigued by this whole process here. I'll go back to it one more time. You got it now. Here's one right here. Let's see. 4, 5, 10, 8, 6, and 3. These are all inches. So if you're given this problem here, okay, again, you get to pick which way you want to cut this rectangle or triangle, and in this case, I don't think it really matters. You can do it either way. Jacob Kunzendorf, which way would you cut it?
Top.
Starting here, would I go down or over? You wanna go across?
Yeah.
So Jacob says, boom, I'm gonna cut it across here. Now here's what you have to be careful with, because you do have your two rectangles here. You've got this one, and you have this one. Let's call this one A and this one B. Rectangle A, okay, you have to be careful because you can't use 10 for the dimension of rectangle A because 10 is the whole line. You only need this piece here, so you need to make sure that you're using this number here. That only counts for that piece as opposed to that whole 10. Okay, length times width for this one would be 4 times 5. So rectangle A equals 20 inches squared. And then rectangle B, which is also length times width. Okay, again, make sure you don't use 10, because you only want to go from here to here. 10 is the whole line, so you want to make sure you're using this 6 times that 8. And rectangle B is 48 inches squared. So if you have 20 inches squared and 48 inches squared, the area of the whole thing put together is 20 plus 48 equals 68 inches squared. Alexa, your question?
Are we supposed to draw out the shape and do all the stuff that we're doing now? Like rectangle.
Absolutely.
Draw all the stuff on.
Yes, that's what your page should look like right there. Okay, now let's just hypothetically say, let me draw the same thing just to show you that it doesn't matter which way that you cut it. I got my same shape here, that's 5, 4, 3, 6, 8, and 10. Let's say Jacob told me to cut it going down, like this, so I've got this rectangle and this rectangle. Well, the big rectangle would be 5 times 10, which is 50. The little rectangle would be 3 times 6, which is 18. If you add 18 and 50 together, guess what you get? It's the same thing we had when we did it the other way. So it's your choice as to which way you do it. You should get the same answer either way, no matter what. Listen.
Will they give us the number and we have to measure it out?
No, they will give you all those numbers there.
Okay.
Let me give you one more. Let me see if you can find the answer to this one here. Six, 8, 2, 6, 4, 2. These are all, yeah, these are inches. Draw that and tell me the area of that little L-shaped thing. See if we can't figure this one out. What is the area? Do you have it ready? Everything you need is given for you there. Alrighty. Let's see. Gary, which way, first of all, before you tell me your answer, which way did you split it? Did you go across here or down? Alright, Gary did his across. We'll go with that. So Gary then found that the area of this rectangle here, Gary, is
26 inches.
Well, let's do this one first. What is this one?
Oh,
2 times 8 is 16 inches squared.
did it
Then you've got this one here, and again, you have to be careful with this because you've got a 6 here and a 4 there. This rectangle here stops right here, so you have to use the 2 and the 4. You can't use the 6 because the 6 goes all the way down. The area of that one is 8 inches squared. Putting both of them together, 16 plus 8, you should have got 24 inches squared. How many people got that right? If you didn't get it right, you